Hi beautiful people, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs. Welcome if you're new and welcome back everybody. I am going to try and make myself an ephemera holder and take you along on the journey and show you how I did it, if I can remember, and how I do it. My ephemera holders are fit for purpose, they work, but they're not perfect. Now, I have a whole lot of fussy cuts that when I feel like fussy cutting, I'll fussy cut and I throw them in this basket. Now, I've had to throw some out because they have got so damaged, like this one's only partially cut out. But I would like to be able to put them somewhere where they can sit and wait for the time when they're ready to go into something, a project. So there's digitals that I've cut out, book pages. These are images I've stamped, but they're on white paper. I don't know if I'd actually ever use those, but I cut them out and pop them in there anyway. So I did make myself one, and this is the first ephemera folder I've ever made. I made this to hold my Christmas ephemera, to try and tidy up the mess that was my Christmas stuff. And I've made it out of a girl's own annual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 sort of pages in here, or signatures. And I did say that I would show you. Someone asked me, so I'm going to just show you what I did, and then we're going to make one. So basically, I've just used an old book with a decent size spine. So I haven't, because I didn't want to start mucking around with spines. I just wanted to just get this done. Now the materials I've used, this is a digital here, this is a digital printed onto some calico or muslin. And then I've used scrapbooking papers that I've had, because this is a really giant book. I needed to do that, and as you can see, I've folded it, then extended it here. I haven't worried about the aesthetics of anything to speak of really, and I've made some mistakes. So one of the things was, I think I tried to be clever and thought, oh, well, I'll have this size pocket on this side and a different size, and then I realized you have to have the same pockets on each side because you do the sewing of the plastic in one go. So that was something that I learned. I'm not sure what on earth happened here, but it would have been something like that I didn't really think through properly. So the plastic I've used actually is if you've ever done scrapbooking, I've used the pocket page protector things from scrapbooking albums, and I think I looked at using the ones that already had separate pockets, and that didn't really work. I couldn't get my head around that. So I've used the ones that are 12 by 12 and they're just one big pocket, and I've cut them up, and as you can see, into pockets. So pretty much every page has 2 pockets, I think. Yep, 2, and then I've just stitched them. So I would have glued them. I've tried to keep them as straight as possible, but again, there were areas where I missed and I had to go back. But mostly I am really happy with how this turned out. So I don't think I've doubled my scrapbooking pages. So each one that's sewn in is one piece of scrap. It's just one page. I haven't done, like some people do 2 pages in a signature, but I've just kept it real simple with 1 page in a signature. And yeah, that's basically, oh, this one has 3. Oh no, it has a much smaller pocket at the top for some small things. And this one just has 1 big pocket at the back. And that's that. So that's what we're going to make. So for this one, I've chosen this old book that I've got. It's in really good condition. The spine is pretty healthy, and it's a good size. I feel like I'll be able to put, well, some of the pages might only have 1 pocket, and then some might have like 2 for smaller things that I've cut out. Yeah, so I'll have to think about the fact that some of these fussy cuts are quite big. So one pocket there and then one pocket there. So that's something that I'll have to think about. But first of all, I need to gut the book. So this is an old book from 1894 called Chatterbox. It looks like this front page has been glued down. So there's some pages in here that I will use and some pages that I won't. But I'm just going to pull these ones out to start with so I can get at where I need to get to my knife. So there's a couple of ways to gut a book. One of the ways is to go through and remove all the signatures, which can be a good way if it's an old book and you don't want to cut anything. So like you could go through, let me just find the strings here. Find the strings. Oops, see, I've ripped that. So this paper's pretty fragile. And then pull out all the pages like that, one by one. I don't know, there's some gluing that's gone on in here that's going to make this tricky, I think. Yeah, I can see glue there. Someone's been in there with the glue. So I'm nervous now because I don't want to separate my book cover from my spine. So I think I'm just going to see if I can get past this gluey bit. Because strictly speaking, when you cut the strings, these should just pull out, but they're not because they've been glued. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're all going to be like this. Is this going to be the wrong book to have chosen? I do have another Girls Own annual, but it's still got all its, well, not all its pages. I have started taking it apart, but this is definitely being repaired or something. Yeah, I can feel it's all gummy in there. It's been glued into the spine. Interesting. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this out. Okay, so now I'm just having a go with my knife, trying not to cut the spine at all, but I just don't think this is going to work for me. I didn't realise. Yeah. So normally when you gut a book, you can open it up like this and you can slide your knife down here and there's this gap, but I can feel all this. Yeah, there's a whole lot of gum where someone has glued this back into its cover by the looks. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to be successful. I might have to make a new spine, which I don't really want to do. I wanted this to be quick. Quick and easy. Isn't that typical? That's okay. So I'm just kind of using my knife to work away at some of that glue, see if we make any progress at all. Interesting. Ooh. Not ideal. Okay, there we go. Not perfect. Might be problematic, but let's see if we've got the whole text block out. Yeah, see, look at all this glue here. Someone tried to save the book. All right, there we go. That was not the easiest or the best book gutting demonstration, but it just goes to show that even if someone's been in and done some repairs on a book cover, you can still get the text block out. I mean, that's still actually in really good nick, that book cover, but there is a lot of glue in there, so I'm probably just going to have a little bit of a work away at getting some of this glue out, and then I will come right back. Well, that was really well glued. So that's taken me a while, and yeah, I've done some damage to the book, it was like a real rubbery, gummy, but we're still intact here. There's still a bit of gooey stuff around. I think I've got most of it off. I think that's fine. It's an ephemera holder. It's not a journal. It's for me. So then I've decided to strengthen this because we've lost a lot of this paper from here from taking out the signature. So I've just made a little spine out of some real thin card. This is a vintage hanging file folder. So I'm going to glue that into here. I've measured the spine as best I can just to where that first sort of bend, because you don't want the spine to come to here. You want the spine to come to here and here. Yeah, so I've measured that, and it's 1 5/8, whatever that is. I don't know what that is in centimeters. I tried to do millimeters, but yeah. Anyway, there's glue everywhere. I'm going to be picking at it forever if I don't just get on with this. So yeah. So I've cut that to 1 5/8 inch, and I'm going to glue it in as best I can into that little curve. And then I'm going to, yeah, so let's do that first. So I'm just using Aileen's tacky glue, and I'm just going to use lots because I don't want this to come apart. I'm not really worried about it being a curved spine or anything like that. I'm going to be sewing through the spine, I think. I guess I don't have to. So this is going to have way less pages in it than that one. So if you have them like about 1/4 inch apart, there's only going to be a few, but still, it's going to still hold lots of fussy cuts, which I'll be really happy about. Get them out of that drawer in the basket. And then, you know, if I'm ever just sort of mooching around down here and I'm not feeling particularly inspired to do anything, which sadly happens a bit, I often will get something out and just sort of fussy cut it, and now I'll have somewhere to put it, which will be really good, because otherwise I've had to throw, like I said before, I've had to throw some out because I've had them lying around and not really had anywhere good to store them. So I think I'll just spread this glue around so it's evenly distributed over this piece of card. How is everybody today? I hope you're all well. Oh, it's getting cold here. We've had a real drop in temperature. We've had some rain, which has actually been good because it was so dry. We've had such a sort of mild April. And then I think there's been a dump of snow somewhere south of here. And, well, we're feeling it here. We've got the fire going pretty much constantly. And, you know, like, we're acclimatized. People from a really cold climate would come here and just wonder what we were complaining about. Just like we laugh at, we've got, you know, our kids in Australia who are saying how cold it is over there, and it's in the sort of early 20s. Oh, man. So, yeah, we've got some lows of 3, 4 and 3 coming. So that'll be chilly. But the winter duvet is now on the bed. Okay, so I hope that's pretty straight. I haven't really got the, you know, the old spine to guide me so much, but that's okay. So that is going to give that lots of strength now, because I like that spine. I think it's cool. I love it. It's a cute little book. And hopefully I'll be able to salvage some of the pages out of it and use them in journals, although the paper does seem to be a little fragile. And sometimes you can get a book from the 1800s and the paper's just fine, and sometimes it's not really usable. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this such a strong book. I'm going to use my mull cloth here to strengthen this. So this is vintage mull cloth in that it was obtained from a man. I think I've told you I went to pick up a huge book press, as it happened, for my sister, who she'd bought it off the auction site, and it was local. So, And then this man started giving me all this stuff. He was an old guy, a retired book binder or bookmaker or something. Anyway, so he kept offloading the stuff, and he offloaded a whole roll of this to me, and it is in my shop. There's a video of me showing what it looks like. It has got marks on it, but it's real light to ship, and a few people have bought it. It's really, really strong. Some people use that Gore-Tex. Is it? Oh, I don't know what it is, that plasticky stuff, but I prefer this. And it's good to use something that is made to be used for this as well. So this is, you can get different kind of mull cloth. I think this is called ribbed mull cloth. Anyway, it works really well for me. I love it. I use it in my books to strengthen spines, and once this is glued down, nothing's going to fall apart pretty much. And it's nice and light, doesn't bulk anything up. So, am I going to put that over the top? No, I'm going to put that underneath, I think. Lift these bits up and pop this under here. And then I'm going to glue these down as best I can, and I might have to wrap. I might wrap something across those, over the top. Well, this one might. I wonder if I should glue them down and just put this over the top. And then maybe just put some lace or fabric over the top there. Yep, I think I'll just do that, okay. Change of plan. Bottom bit here. Yeah, so I don't mind. I love using these damaged books. Some people are a bit averse to it, but what I found is you can keep them, but they just deteriorate, and they're going to get thrown out eventually anyway by someone, if not you. I know that's whoever comes after me will be having a big throw out. My sister's younger than me, so if I cark it before she does, she can have my stuff. She'll know what to do with it. She'll know what to throw away and what to keep. If she's still in any fit state. Who knows what the future holds. Right, there we go. Cool, now I'm just going to put the mull cloth on top. So I'm just going to glue that in, and I think I'm going to put it right into that, force it right into those cloth gaps to strengthen them, because you want to strengthen these hinges, because that's just cloth there, and it's old, it's hundreds of years old, so it needs some help. And if you don't have this, obviously you can just use some light cotton fabric or that plasticky stuff. I can't think of what it's called, that stuff. They make like hazard suits out of it. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, anything sort of light and strong that's not going to bulk up those hinges will do. It doesn't matter. I just have this, so I try and use it because it was given to me. And I have more than I need. So yeah, I'm going to put some glue into that hinge gap there. And obviously it's not going to look very pretty on the inside, but we're going to make it pretty. Hopefully. And pretty and useful. That's what I'm all about. Not always. I like pretty things just for the sake of pretty things as well, of course. But this needs to be practical. And actually, when it comes to sewing it, it may not be that pretty, to be honest, because, yeah. There may be some wonky sewing. Then while it's drying, we'll talk about what we're going to use as our base pages. I guess you'll call them pages, signature. They're not really, well, they could be signatures, but I'm just going to do single pages. Oh, I hope I didn't put my head in view then. Big mop of grey curls. Right, there we go. So I'm going on another road trip. Well, the trip I'm going to is the one I plan to go on. I've got something on in Auckland that I want to go to, and I want to go and see my girls, and so while I'm up there I'll do a day trip up to see Mum as well, who is marginally better. I haven't rung her today, so I'll ring her later and see how her day's been, but she's still not completely there. She's had so many investigations. But anyway, I think she's on the mend. I'm sure she would be dying to be getting back out and about to her mosaicing and her fitness class and all the things that she normally does. She'll be going a bit bonkers, not being able to do any of that as you would. It's kind of like me not being able to walk at the moment. I can walk, but not be able to go for walks, if you know what I mean, as a form of exercise because of my sore knee. It makes you go a bit bonkers. So we don't want that. No one wants the bonkers. Of course, you could make this from scratch. You just need 2 bits of board. Or if you've got a broken book and you've got a front and the back, you just need, that's all you need, and then you make a spine and you leave a gap and then you put fabric in the middle. I think this will be good. So we just need to let that dry, and then I think I will put something over here at the top. I don't know if I'll do any more decorating on the outside. I don't mind it looking a bit tatty, something down the bottom here. And I might give it a bit of a wipe, and maybe I'll give it a spray to protect it because it will be being used a lot. Right, so now we need to think about pages. Let's think about how many. This is the easiest way for me, is to find the middle with this if I can. So we can probably get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can probably get 6 signatures in here, 6 pages. That's a decent amount. I could go a bit closer. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do 7, but I think we'll do 6. So we'll go, probably go 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. That's probably what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's work with that. What I am going to use is probably some of my not so favourite scrapbook paper that I seem to not be able to throw away. Something a little bit not too patterned maybe. So I'm going to go and sort that out, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I have just gone through, and yes, some of these are not matchy. These are just some that I've had for ages. I keep thinking I'm going to use them, then I don't use them, and so I'm just going to use them. Some of them are quite lightweight though, and I'm just going to have a look here. Most of these are quite heavy, so maybe the lightweight ones might need to be doubled. Oh, that's pretty light. It seems to be okay. Okay, maybe it'll be right. Yeah, I think that's... Anyway, so if we've got 6, then we need to decide on the size. And whether we've got some that maybe look like they'll go together if we have to join them together, which we will. those are the same brand, I think. No, they're not, but these feel like the same weight. That's a light one. That's quite light, but I think that will work with that one. And that's quite patterned on the back, but I think it'll be okay. And then we've got this one. One, two, three, 4, 5. So I've got 5, 6. So we might need one more, but we're going to patchwork them together. So the next thing we need to do, now we've chosen our ugly papers. They're not all ugly, some of them are. Anyway, whatever. Is decide on a size. So I'll make a template and then I'll be able to decide what we need to do, although I could cut them all to the right height first. Let's do that. Right, they're all cut to the right size. I'm just going to use this one here as a template. So I'm going to fold them all at this part of the spine here. 18. Might even use my scoreboard, which is in inches, so let me just work that out in inches. I'm going to fold them 7 1/8, I think that is. Now let's just think about this, because is that an 1/8 there? That's a half. That must, is that a quarter? So is that the 1/8? Let's have a look. We'll fold it. Yeah, that'll be fine, I think. So we'll do them all like that, but then we need to think about what's actually going to connect onto this one. And it should be something similar. So this is the same brand, so it would make sense for this one to be hinged onto this one. So that bit there will get cut off, and it will go to there. And then this bit will be cut to there. Alright, so those two are going together. So that's the foldy bit. So you only need one foldy bit. These are the same weight. I'm trying to get the ones that are the same sort of weight to be together. Like this I know is a Kaiser craft, and so are these two. That one probably goes together. Not overly attractive, but that's okay. So if I'm folding it here, would that be better with this one? Okay, like I said, it doesn't really matter. I don't want it to be, so I'm folding it there. So it goes up that way, so that's going to be the bit that's cut off, and it's going to go on there. Oh, I don't want that. I think I'll go that way. Whew. There's some interesting patterns going on here. So that's 2. I'm going to fold this one the other way and keep the birds. And this needs a partner that's a little bit lightweight. Maybe this one. Okay, and I'll work out what bits I'm going to cut off those ones later. This one feels similar to this one. this one maybe. All right, which way is up? This way. I hope this is going to work. Oh boy, it's all right. Just seeing which one is the least revolting together. We'll go with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, if you want to make it so that your pages are really pretty and all match and everything, that's fine, but I actually just want to use what I've got. I don't want to go out and buy some more. I don't want to go out and buy more scrapbooking paper for this job. I want to use what I've got. So if you're looking at it and going, oh my gosh, Kate, I hear you. Okay, I need to cut this one shorter. Okay, so there we've got our 6 pages, or, well, they're single page signatures, I guess, but they're pages, yeah, because that's all I'm doing. I'm not making it any bigger. So what I will do now is cut down here. So cut this short, and then the long page, it will get glued in like that, and then we just need to cut these bits to match, and that will be our page that goes in here. Hopefully. Let's have a look. Yeah. So yeah, cut this piece here short, and then this piece the same size as that page there. So I'll go and do that, and then I'll come back. So once you've cut all your pieces, so your folded bit, you've cut the shorter bit of the folded piece off and made its little hinge, and then you've cut that to the same length as the page, 7 1/8, and then we'll glue them. I'm just going to use art glitter glue because it dries fast. Line it up with the fold. In the same way as you would make an extended page for any journal. If you had a short page and you wanted to extend it, just do that. And it's not overly pretty in this case, but once I've got all my fussy cuts in there, you won't really notice what the background paper is. Well, that's kind of what I'm hoping. So yeah, rinse and repeat, glue all these, glue them all up, and then the next bit will be doing our plastic sheets. And yeah, for me that's the most challenging bit. It's slippery, it's hard to see, but it's doable. And with the heavier plastic of the scrapbooking inserts, I'm not quite sure what they're even called anymore. Goodness me, it's been so long since I did any scrapbooking. I find that's a little bit easier. Now you are going to need a sewing machine. I sew mine on the sewing machine. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could glue them. I'm not sure. Some people use vellum or heavy tracing paper and glue them. And yeah, that would be perfectly fine. I mean, the thing with these is whatever you do, it does take time, a little bit of time. And yeah, I mean, ideally it probably would be nice to have really pretty matching pages. And I could have printed onto some A4 sheets, printed onto some A4 cardstock. But in the spirit of using the things that we've got, I'm using these. So that's what I did with that one. And this one actually might be a bit more clashy and awful, but it still will work. Right, there we go. All right, so that is our pages. So grab your book. First things first, get yourself a book that you like the size of. I think something a little bit bigger is better, but obviously, I mean, this is smaller than this one. This is huge, but it's great. It fits lots of it, all that Christmas ephemera in it that was in a box and lying around. And something with a decent spine as well. Though, I mean, you could make several small ones, which would be cute as well. Like I might make a smaller one for smaller fussy cuts eventually, but like I said, I find these difficult to make. So find your book, gut it, take the pages out, reinforce the spine if you need to, and get that all ready. So yeah, do everything you need to do. I need to choose some end papers and some fabric to go here, so we'll do that next time. Then choose your papers. Now, like I said, you could print onto A4 cardstock and join those. So yeah, that would be fine. You would be able to fold that over and that would work fine. I didn't want to do any printing, but now I think about it, I kind of think that would have been really nice. So maybe next time, but I'm really pleased to be using these, and I'll try and pick a nice one to go at the front that's not too ugly. Maybe that one. And yeah, so size them and then join them. So you're going to have to join them because you want, well, unless you're using a small book, but yeah, you want all your pages. And you could do 2 pages in each signature like that. So you could do 2 pages. I don't think I've got enough scrapbooking paper to do that. I've got some plain cardstock. I think I'm just going to stick with the 1 page per signature. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, because it does bulk up quite a bit. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I reckon you could do 2 if you wanted to. I wouldn't do more than 2 because then it's just going to get. I don't think you want an ephemera folder to get really fat at the front so that everything's spilling out of it. Okay, so yeah, however many pages, I've got mine 1/4 inch apart, so that's what I've done, and then size them and join them up if you need to join them up. And then the next thing we do will be, we'll choose some end papers and some fabric, and we'll get stuck into getting our plastic sorted. So that's what we'll do next time. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, because I've been super unclear, just let me know below. Just drop me a question in the description box below. And yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it or you've learned something or you feel so inclined, I'd love you to like and subscribe. That would be really helpful for YouTube to find other people who would be interested in my channel. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye.